Welcome, good evening, and welcome to people that are watching this as a replay also. And and welcome to everybody that's live. So today is the new moon forecast, and we're going to dive into that. This is a very powerful new moon, and really, the first new moon of the Aquarian age, and the way that I'm sensing and feeling things. I mean, in a sense, the Aquarian age slowly eases in, but we're at that tipping point now. So still lots of work to do, but wow, really, really, really positive energy. So if you think that you're here and you're going to hear a lot of doom and gloom, well, no, um, that's not the case. I mean, we don't sugarcoat it here, but we're not about doom and gloom. And this is actually more optimistic than I've been about a new moon cycle in a long time. And I'll explain why in a second. So in this video, we're going to cover a little bit of astrology and numerology, the 5 things that you need to know about the energies of this new moon. We have recommended practices for this energy, and we'll do divination cards to get more messages from spirit at the end. So if you're here watching the replay, I give the live people a minute or two to get their notifications, but I'll timestamp when we actually start. So that way you don't have to, sit through the introductions and the hellos as live people are starting to get this. And again, those of you that come in regularly, there's ongoing technology issues. I apologize for any delay in the video that shows up. For those of you that have been following this drama, my upload speed here is twice. It's 11.5, which is over twice of what StreamYard requires. So it's not that. I have a Mac, so it shouldn't be that my computer's overloaded or slow, because that doesn't happen so much on Macs. So it's still a mystery. Anyway, hello, Mr. Floyd. Hello, Doreen of Children's School of Yoga. Big delays. All right. Well, you know, I don't know what to say at this point. I've done everything that I can about this delay, and it just seems to get worse and worse and worse. But the interesting thing is that I've had people tell me that watch the replay that the delay's not that bad on the replay, so it seems to be worse on the live feed. I mean, this may be an issue when I actually do the divination cards, but again, oh, by the way, tomorrow night, at 7 o'clock, Heather and I, we're going to actually be together in person, and we're going to do the new moon transmission together from my office. So the delay tends to be a little bit better in the office. I mean, I think the upload speed's even stronger there. So again, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do. You favored my internet. Thank you for that. So again, apologies for the delays. We have not been able to solve that yet, unfortunately. So let me have a little bit more of my ginger tea, and we're gonna dive right into this. And I think more and more people are starting to get the notification. Yeah, we're starting at 6. We're starting early, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to come in live. So most of you are watching this as a video, anyways. So in any regards, yeah. Okay. Let me just take a deep breath. One. So we're about about 4 minutes in. Okay. I think we're good to go. Oh, by the way, also at 7 o'clock on Matthew John's channel, he interviewed on this channel a few months ago. Now he did a tape interview with me, and it's going to air on his channel. Well, the premiere's at 7, and then you can watch it anytime. So if you want to watch that interview, his channel is Matthew John, spiritual teacher and healer. So anyways, let's get down to business here. You see I have the glasses on, which means I mean business. And so firstly, this new moon, it's at 21 degrees 59 minutes, which is interesting. If it was one more minute, it would be 22 degrees and would have a different numerological quality. But 21 as a degree point is a very kind of expansive, it's Jupiter, it reduces to 3, and a very fortunate degree point that we have. And we also have a moon in Uranus trine happening within a couple of hours of that. So Uranus is about higher mind, it's about awakening, it's about growth. 21 is expansion, it's Jupiterian. So again, very positive energy. So this is going to assist in the positive energy and the awakening. We also have Rosh Hashanah that begins the day after. So that's at sunset on the 15th. We have Mercury stationing at 8 degrees Virgo. So when planets station, they have more power. 8 degrees is very successful energy. Saturn ruled also. So, it's an important station, and it's also, although somewhat less important, but in numerology, it's a universal 21 day. Now, the new moon is I didn't write the time down, but I believe it's about 9 p.m. here, give or take, tomorrow, which means in Europe and pointing east, the new moon is actually on the 15th, not the 14th. So over there, it's a 22 universal day. But, it's one world. So the 21 energy is going to carry in, even if you're in Europe or Asia or Australia, it's going to carry in. So that's the good news. 21 degrees is very expansive. It's a lot of growth. So anyway, here's the 5 things. Number 1 is, this is the tipping point. So I have everything in my notes because I wouldn't remember it otherwise. So it's the tipping point, and this is the equinox energy. So really, the equinox portal opens up on this new moon on the 14th, and it peaks on the 22nd or 23rd, depending on where in the world that you are. Here in the East Coast, it's the 23rd. I think on the West Coast, it's the 22nd and points west of there. That's the equinox. So just to reiterate, and I say this every new moon, the new moon forms the template of the entire lunar cycle. So what happens on the new moon colors the whole lunar cycle, the last 29 days. So within this lunar cycle, we have an equinox. So that's important energy in the cycle. So what we're going to experience are new light codes. So new DNA activations are coming in this portal, in this lunar cycle. We're going to probably be feeling it, in days. So we're going to start to feel that tomorrow. And you're going to experience some very powerful activations during this period. So we've been doing this all along, like every new moon and every period that goes on. We talk about light code activation. That's an ongoing thing, but each time it builds upon the cycle before. And as I'm talking, Spirit's saying the thing is that we've been preparing. Now we're ready for this great shift, this big tipping point, tipping into the light, if you want to call it that. Although technically, with the equinox in the northern hemisphere, we're tipping into the dark half of the year, but energetically we're tipping into the light. So new knowledge, new information, new solar activations are coming in around this time. So you will experience a very powerful activation. Equinox gateway helps to create internal balance. So that's something to work on in this lunar cycle. It's excellent energy for clearing old programs, for reprogramming old negativities, old patterns, old habits, and all that stuff. So this is a good time to begin a reprogramming process. So when you start to change your perspective and you start to change your activities, you create new habits. Then those habits become subconscious programs after time, and then they become part of you. So it's excellent energy for clearing, reprogramming, tipping point into new earth energy. So we're really been on the cusp of, new earth, old earth. So this is the tipping point into new earth energy, which is an evolutionary change in human consciousness. Basically, grounding is very important. Lots of light code activations leading up to the equinox season. So prepare for the tipping point. That's part of what this new moon energy is, tipping into, from the cusp into the totality of new earth. Now, that's not to say there's not going to still be problems. There's not going to still be challenges from the old earth and from those forces that want to control everything and centralize everything. We're just gaining steam. We're just tipping it into a vibration where those are going to be overcome, and we're going to start to rebuild our lives, on a local level, and our society on a global level. at this time, basically. So that's number one. Number two is new beginnings. All new moons are about new beginnings. This is the best time to set intentions between the new moon and 72 hours after. That's the best time to set intention for what you want to create in this lunar cycle. So the period now leading up to the new moon is known as the dark moon. And in the dark moon is a very powerful release point. So this is a time to just set the intention to release what you don't want anymore. What patterns are you recognizing that you don't want or need to bring into this new energy? And just work, ask spirit to shine light onto you to help to clear these shadow aspects, to clear these the negatives, I want to say, in preparation. And then tomorrow and into the next 3 days, this is a really good time, again, for setting new intentions. So moon is water energy. It affects the subconscious. So lunar cycles are highly, highly important. So it's good to honor that. As in, this is a little bit of a side note. It's good to know what your degree and your sign and degree of your moon is in your natal chart. And why is that important? Because that's called your lunar return. Every 29 days or so, you have a lunar return. And that's a whole emotional reset that happens on your lunar return. So there's 2 lunar points that you can change your whole emotional patterns. One's on the new moon itself, and one is on your lunar return. And that's when the moon comes into the exact degrees of the sign that your moon is in your natal chart. So do manifestation work around the new moon, reset your energy fields. Advantageous for clearing negativity, clearing any psychic attacks, any old programs that you don't want anymore, especially on that. So point number 3, and again, apologies for the delay. Haven't solved it yet. StreamYard doesn't know how to solve it either. So anyways, is what it is, right? Point number 3 is the harvest. This is the harvest moon. So, the full moon's called the harvest moon, but the whole cycle is the harvest moon. So it's an excellent time to discern what you are harvesting in your life right now. Do you like what you're harvesting, what you're creating, or does it need maybe a tweak or a change? So this is a really good time to really assess that and make those changes. So know what you should keep now and what you should let go of, basically. And you can do ceremonies or rituals around that. Right around the new moon is a great time to do ceremonies, to do rituals for that. This moon cycle will aid in maintaining and restoring internal balance. Because what happens in this lunar cycle? We have the fall equinox and we have Libra season. So both of those are all about the balance. So this is really a good time for maintaining and restoring balance in your life. That can be health, that can be finance, that can be romantic, but balance in itself. So that's point number 3. This is the harvest. So set your intentions, especially around the new moon, of what your harvest is going to look like, what you're going to create during this cycle, and really feel it. You can write it down, you can light candles, you can do whatever ceremonies that you do. But the more that you can feel it and make it real in the present, then what happens is you set an intention with the universe, and you actually prepare your body, because your body starts to learn how to adapt to whatever new beginnings that you're bringing in, and that helps your subconscious mind to create it. So harvest time. Number 4, healing time. Virgo is a healing sign. So Virgo is healing as well as discernment. This is the Virgo new moon. So this is a really good time to work on healing. So work on clearing old patterns. We talked a little bit about that already, that may contribute to any disease that's going on in your life. So, again, it's all about patterns. It's all about the mind. Sometimes our diseases we bring in from other lifetimes. It's a soul's choice, but we still have the power to change our vibration in this lifetime. Learn the lessons. That's how you work through the karma and then heal yourself. So use this equinox energy to balance heart and mind, to create coherence. We talk a lot about heart-brain coherence. This is the time of the balance. So when you really expand the heart frequencies of gratitude, appreciation, love, and hold that, That's what makes hearts coherent. Then the brain and the heart connect because they're connected anyway, and the brain becomes coherent. And when the heart and the brain become coherent, then we expand into spirit and become coherent with spirit or our higher selves also. And when all three are in balance, harmony, and coherence, then we tap into higher healing abilities. And we have these abilities to heal ourselves from a lot of things that doctors are not aware of yet, and stuff like that. So this is healing time. Do visualizations and exercises for healing. Visualize health, create a healthy mind, and this will all get a very nice boost in this cycle. So where are we? That was number 4. Let's flip to number 5. So number 5 is New Earth Begins. So I kind of talked about that a little bit. Now, in reality, it's a process. It's not just like one day it flips, old earth is done and new earth begins. It's again relating to that first point of the tipping point. And I even wrote down this is the tipping point. So we will see old earth start to collapse faster than ever. So in this lunar cycle, we're going to start to see the collapses of the systems that are unsustainable, that are not fair to the great many, that only benefit a minute few, that's built on greed and control over others and dominion. So we're going to see all these structures start to fall faster than we ever have. And that's going to bring up a lot in the news. That's going to bring up a lot of chaos and change in the world around us. So we must stay strong and healthy to withstand all the pressures of the change. So we have to have a good spiritual practice. We have to keep our nervous system strong, our meridians, our energetic field strong during this time, to keep our auric boundaries strong. We have to keep our boundaries with the world good, boundaries with other people, especially negative people, strong. That's a little bit tricky, if you work or play around negative people. But internally, you can make a shift internally so that people that are violating your boundaries and stuff like that have a much harder time doing that. So really everything's about intention, and we can reprogram our aura or energetic fields through our intentions and then through our patterns in life. So our patterns in life dictate what our energetic fields are and what we create in our lives, so we can change our patterns. And this is a very advantageous time to do that. So that's going to lead into the exercises, recommended exercises for the month. We go into some more water. So by the way, just because it's on my mind, we also have an inner core group called Spirit Mind Family. And this Sunday, we had to cancel the meeting last night because of an internet crash. So this Sunday at 7 Eastern time, we're going to do, as part of our live Zoom hangout with Spirit Mind Family. That's our inner core group. We're going to do, get together and send a lot of healing prayers to the earth, to humanity, and all that stuff. So I'll post some information in the pinned comment about how to get more information about what Spirit Mind Family is and how to join that. So the exercises is do balance poses, do some yoga, tree pose. Which warrior is it? Warrior 3, that's the balance one. Yeah, Doreen of Children's School of Yoga knows. But any balance pose, even if you don't do yoga, from time of your day, stand on one leg. Do anything that's going to help you to balance. This is, the more balanced you are, the more easily you're going to assimilate these energies and take advantage of these energies. So best time of the year to change your habits, adopt healthier lifestyle. So work on that. It's Virgo season. Virgo's very fastidious. Virgo's about routines, amongst other things, about healing. It's about routines. It's about discernment. So use this energy to adopt a healthier lifestyle, to even write it down and map out your daily routines. We need to be healthy to withstand the pressures of society. We've been through COVID. We've been through a lot lately. And a lot of you are thinking, how much worse can it get? Well, I don't want to say worse, but it can get more intense. It can get a lot more intense, especially as the systems fall and people just don't know how to handle it. Basically, we're all part of this collective consciousness. So if everybody's freaking out and losing it, it affects our energy. Plus, there's likely to be laws and mandates. By the way, mandates are not laws, so that's good to know that. When it comes to mandates or directives or any of that stuff, they're not laws. But in any event, I'm digressing a little bit. But the point being is that we will see a lot more pressures from society. We've seen a lot already, so we're kind of used to it. We're a little bit numb, but in any event, I think you get the idea. So do your spiritual cleansing. This is a really, really good lunar cycle to cleanse things, clean your body. First line of defense for health is the colon and the gut. Basically, cleanse both of them. You can do leaky gut syndrome diets, which are basically modified paleo diets with a lot of supplements and a lot of probiotics. But if you can clean your gut, heal the colon, that's anywhere from 70 to 95% of most people's health problems right there that can be at least helped. Now, we're not saying to not see your doctors. We're not irresponsible here. Western medicine is not a bad thing. If we need pharmaceuticals, it's not a bad thing. However, balance that with preventive medicine, with holistic medicine, with doing things healthy for your body, breathing exercises, essential oils, yoga or qigong or exercises like that. So do your cleansing, do alternate breathing, right? That's a great balancer. Exhale through the left, inhale, exhale through the right, inhale, maybe for a count of 4 or a count of 8. And you can find a video. If you don't know how to do alternate breathing, it's a very known yoga exercise that balances the right and the left hemisphere of the brain and balances the right and the left half of the body, the male, the female, receptive. What's the opposite? Active. Water, fire, all that kind of stuff. Anything that's balancing is good. So begin your heart-brain coherence and manifestation work, they were saying, as exercises. And they're saying to use the ascension exercises that I have as a playlist. And I'll pin that on the pinned comments, especially if you don't have a yoga practice or qigong or tai chi or some form of exercise that strengthens the body, but also balances mind, body, and spirit. If you're not doing that, we really need that. And that's going to be stressed a lot by me this autumn. So prepare for that. We're going to talk about this in other live streams also. And the ascension exercises were given to me by the master teachers. That's the group of energies or beings that I channel. It's on a playlist. I'll include that on the pinned comment. The first one, there's a long blackout after I am, because right when I finished the last exercise, boom, a lightning bolt hit. I lost power right the minute that I finished that video. It was uncanny timing. So that one especially, that has the breath exercises and the movement exercise, that's the most important one. But all 3 videos have important exercises. Very important to keep your nervous system strong and healthy, to build the nervous system, build the auric fields. And we need that for our ascension. We need that to withstand the pressures of society. Again, especially if you don't have your own practice. If you do, you can use it to augment it. It was given to us for a reason. And I do it almost every day myself. So I do practice what I preach, by the way. And the other thing is, establish good, healthy routines under this Virgo guided lunar cycle. So again, spiritual routines. I have a pretty fixed spiritual routine, stuff that I do in the morning, stuff that I do in the evening. So yes. Oh, thank you. And she's saying yes. Warrior 3, and then Susan saying yes to hit the like button. I'm ignoring what's going on in my screen now. The less mind I pay, maybe the better it's going to be, right? Because I'm not feeding into the energy of what's going on with the what. So let's do some divination cards. We're going to start out with our frequency of the month. So this is the sacred geometry cards. So I'm going to clear my mind, ask spirit to guide me. And I found my card very quickly. Uh, this is what it says. So there's going to be delays. You're not going to see this for a minute. Now, the delay may be less if you're watching this as a video. From the feedback that I've gotten, video people said the delay wasn't as bad as what it was in the live. So this is being held up for a good while. And when you get to this part of the video, you can pause the video if you want to meditate with the card and just kind of gaze into the center and absorb the sacred geometry. But what the meaning says is it's divine masculine. So we've gotten this one before, divine masculine, it's key 22. And the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So, excuse me for scratching my nose. So anyways, that's basically what that is. So again, it supports the things that I was saying. It supports being proactive, not to necessarily sit back. Now Mercury is stationed; it goes direct. I think on Friday. So that's happening as well. So let me see what else. So our strong, focused, and active side. So it's nurturing our strong, our focused, and active side, basically. So in this energy, what Spirit is saying to the divination card that I pulled is we need to have our divine masculine or our divine active principle. You're strong and active during this period. And they're saying that's going to get the job done also. And it's going to help to support the divine feminine. Again, this is the season of balance. So let's do a Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestors card for a message also. So I'm just going to break this into a few piles, bring this back. And this is the one that they drew me to. It says, Lord, take charge with authority. So again, this is a kind of a reinforcing or strengthening of the divine, the divine masculine, basically. Take charge with authority. So again, through the divination cards, and this is a point I didn't touch on that strongly. That's why I like to do the divination cards, because Spirit can give me us more information. So maybe a sixth principle is to be proactive, to take charge of your life, take charge of your situation. And I feel like my guards are laughing at me because I feel like they're saying, yes, of course, that's how you're going to be able to create healthier habits, to create a healthier lifestyle, and to overcome the negative or dark forces is by taking charge. So, start by taking charge of your own life. In other words, easier said than done, but like if you're exhausted or tired, but you need to do something, instead of putting it off, do it anyway. Don't allow your body to hold you back. Remember that you're the mind. You're not the brain, you're not the body, you're the mind, you're the will. So even if your body or your mind is tired, your will can override that. I mean, obviously get your rest and balance that out with rest when you need to. But that's just an example of taking charge. And we really need that. It's going to be, if we're complacent, it's going to be too easy to get overrun by those negative forces. Again, we talk about this a lot. Whether you believe in the deep state or the cabal, if you believe there's extraterrestrial wars, if you just understand human nature and the fact that the primitive human is always seeking control and dominion over the world, basically, or if you believe in all the above, it really amounts to the same thing. There are negative forces that are working against the awakening. They do not want you to awaken. There is a war against spirituality. You can't be lazy and laid back and expect to win that war. Basically, you must be proactive. So they're showing a lot of divine energy around that. And not that I'm putting anybody on the spot, but Doreen may chime in because she knows the meanings of these cards better than I do. And we're so far behind that you live people. I don't think have we even seen the this is getting worse and worse. All right, but no, but it's getting better and better. We're flipping the script. It's getting better and better. The whole problem with the delay is getting solved as we speak. That is the intention that we're setting. All right, so I see on the screen that I'm actually pulling a card. I'm going to see which card that we're finally pulling. It's the sacred geometry, finally. Okay. Clearing my mind. So, final message, and that's Opal. Your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well and cared for by God and the angels. So, pay a little bit of extra love to your children and nurture your own child self, your inner child, or whatever you want to call it. And maybe, this is also part of your healing journey under this Virgo energy is really around healing, the childhood stuff, the childhood wounding, the inner child, and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's what I have for you guys. And all right, so tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, we do the transmission. Heather will do a healing transmission. I'll work with the master teachers for some frequency work to help facilitate some of the things that I talked about today. So that's tomorrow. If you like what we're doing, please like and share the video with those that may benefit. And, slowly but surely, the community's building. And I'm grateful for you guys. I love you. Thank you for being here. So we're gonna sign off, but you guys can hang in there and wait till the wait till the visual part of the video ends. So I'm ending the stream now anyways. Much love and gratitude for all of you. Thank you so much.